welcome to the stage. Used to go back to this. Jamie Campbell. This is going to be so much. On the middle one, you can set up on that one. This is going to be so cool. Do you know what? There's about 3 or 4 different things that you've done, but I only realised recently that they were all you.
Yeah.
Like that does tend to happen.
It's so cool though. Like watching it, and you go, "Oh, you're Harry in Harry Potter."
I jumped out a window very briefly. Yeah.
It was more than I did for that one actually. There's loads, and then you think, what, Twilight, Strange. So I didn't realise it was you in Stranger Things until like much later after. There's so much stuff. What's been like for you as well? You've done all these jobs. What's been like some real memorable, like stand-up moments for you?
I mean, I get asked this question quite often. I think everything that you do as an actor or as an artist, it sort of is. It signifies a moment in your life and a part of where you are, because you're always trying to bring your own experience that you've had, right, into any role that you're doing, as well as embodying a character. So, you know, I can go back to like the first thing that I ever did, which obviously was incredible, which was Sweeney Todd with Tim. Yeah. And like, you know, I just turned 18 and I was stood on a boat in the middle of Pinewood Studios, you know, like, that was mental, like that was really, really nuts. So that's, you know, a huge thing for me. But then, you know, everything that I do, like I say, I can just remember it so clearly. I did a show called The Prisoner, which was a remake of a show from the 70s, and I got the opportunity to work with Ian McKellen and Jim Caviezel and Ruth Wilson and Lenny James and all these incredible actors. And we were out in Namibia and in Cape Town for like 5 months, which was just so sick. But obviously, you know, something like Stranger Things has really changed my life in a wild way.
Is that the one that people notice you most for, that come up? What's one that people come up to you and they're the ones that, because everyone will come up to you and give you quotes or things you've said or stuff that's happened.
I get a lot of, I did a movie called The Mortal Instruments.
Yeah.
Thank you. You must have been all the people that went to go see it worldwide. So I get that quite often, but yeah, Stranger Things is definitely the most memorable thing that people kind of pick up on. I mean, there's always like, you know, when the show comes out, there's always a good sort of 18 months of like, you're just driving around and you're at, you know, traffic light or something, and somebody winds the window down and they're like, "Great job, man," and you're like, "Oh, thank you so much." It's quite a bizarre and humbling, and I'm just grateful for those experiences. So yeah.
You know, I got even last night. I get other people. People think I'm other people. Yeah. There's a guy last night, and I hope he's here at Comic-Con today, because he saw me twice, and he said, "I loved you on America's Got Talent," and he thought I was the comedian Preacher Lawson, who has hair, by the way. Like, massive giveaway, and twice I told him I'm not Preacher Lawson, and he's convinced. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give him
just fucking roll with it. I'm 100%.
Lawson. I said some horrible things to him, and I was like, and tweet me on them. Tag me in these tweets, tell him that's exactly what I think. And he took a picture of me, and I hope he tags it. And I wish I could be sat next to Preacher Lawson when he sees he's been tagged in a photo, and it's just not him. That'd be the best. Oh, Stretch, what was Stranger Things like? Because that took that's a huge cult following.
Yeah, it was amazing. You know, it was very dark and very exposing in a way. And I spent a long time kind of building the world in which I was living and the character. And as I've gotten older, that process has really, you know, actually the process always shifts, it always changes, but that one particularly, like I really threw myself into it and spent a long time in it, built it, and then obviously shooting it was just incredible, you know, like wearing Vecna. When are you ever going to get the opportunity to really do that, you know, modern day? So everyone's always like, "Oh my God, poor you, 7.5 hours." I'm like, yeah, it's a long time to be in the chair and having makeup put on, but equally at the same time, like, it's an incredible blessing and an absolute gift to be able to do. And working with Barry Gower, who made, you know, The Night King and you know, a lot of other incredible sort of prosthetic works, is really just been a blessing. And the whole team at BGFX, Duncan Jarman, Mike McKesh, all of them just incredible. Yeah, and like Millie and I, you know, became really, really close, and Sadie, and I love the team, and Matt and Ross Duffer are incredible. It was really cool. I had a really good time doing it. I'm really thankful for the opportunity that I've had to be able to be a part of that show, and you know, all of us are really excited for season 5 to come out at the end of this year. Yeah, woo! Yeah, it's been amazing. I'm grateful to have been able to go in, do my thing, and then leave it where it is, you know, like, it's cool. That's a really nice thing to be able to do. It's been a big part of my life, but it hasn't been my whole life, and there'll be other things that I'm doing now which will signify new moments of change in my life as well, which is really cool.
Oh, brilliant. For once, I'm actually going to do this in order. For some reason, I go around randomly, then I lose count. So we'll start with number one. Hello, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Roxy.
Hi, Roxy.
Hi. I love you as an actor, but especially your music. I really like the song Paralyze you did. So I'm just wondering, would you ever go on tour?
Yeah, I would. I'm in a weird place with music at the moment, and I'm sort of coming back round to it. I think I've started to realise that I have a bit of low self-esteem surrounding it, and that perhaps I need to kind of look at that and spend some time in it, because there's quite a lot of fear within that, you know, like with the band that I was doing, you know, we were all very much kind of supporting each other, and it was a different time, and it was quite chaotic, and it was, you know, it was a whole show, but being a solo artist now, you know, it's again like very, very exposing and very, very vulnerable, and I love being vulnerable, but being really, really vulnerable in front of, like, you know, 1,000 people like today is a really scary thing to kind of think about. But yeah, I'd love to go on tour at some point, 100%.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roxy. Doing that song, or I Want It That Way, straight to camera, just me alone in my room. Oh yeah, woo indeed. Yeah, so probably, yeah, Backstreet Boys. Yeah, yours?
You've got it. Oh no, I'm with you on that one. Backstreet Boys. I pretend to not love it because I'm gangster as fuck. But I actually know the entire choreography to this whole video, and that is
Sound. Have you got any CDs
Please
up
do.
there?
I will do it. I can't help myself. Like, you've seen in Shrek when the Piper starts crying, they can't help themselves. I'm like that if that song comes on. And I used to be a bouncer. Imagine me outside a nightclub and they play Backstreet Boys, and I'm there trying see, even now I want to do it. That's the worst question. Sorry. Oh, I love that song. It is a great
Jam.
song.
What a jam.
It is a great song. And that's the thing you say about filming yourself. And like anyone that goes to act or perform, that joy. Like if you think back, because I've done it with songs where you put a video camera on and you go to film yourself, and in your mind you go, "This is going to be awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
This is going to be," and that sort of belief at that age, I think, is the purest form of confidence. I'm like, hold on to that, because that's the sort of the age. Right now, at your age, everything is possible. And I think if you can hold on to that for as long as you possibly can, it is the best feeling absolutely ever. Thank you very much. It was very, very
Thank
cool.
you for your question, Abby. Yeah. And you know, skirting around the Shakespeare world, and I'd actually done another movie years and years ago called Anonymous, which is about the authorship of Shakespeare's work, and supposedly that Edward de Vere, the Earl of Oxford, you know, contributed, if not all of it, to some of it, you know. And so kind of the preparation within that was just kind of digging in a little bit more to Marlowe, but as the show progressed, Craig Pearce, who wrote it, and I got really, really close, and there was just this sort of, I don't know, fluidity to the creation of Marlowe and myself, and there came this great sort of enmeshment between us, and at that point I just kind of let go. I was like, I'm just gonna do and be and exist and just give rawness and reality to what it is that I'm doing in this moment. And like, even to the point where, like, you know, as he's kind of struggling with writing Faustus, and you know, struggling with the idea of sort of emergence from the darkness, as it were, you know, sort of the ascension back into the light after sort of venturing into hell. You know, I did this crazy painting of just like fire. I don't really paint all that often, and I sent it to Craig Pearce. I was like, look at what's going on. He was like, are you all right? I was like, yeah, no, I'm having the time of my life. This is awesome. So again, you know, it was just that thing of just like letting go, I think, and having enough knowledge, but not trying to be anything other than just myself. And I don't like it when people say channel, but like a vessel. Do you know what I mean? Just a vessel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And hello there at number 3.
Hi.
Hey.
Hold on, wait, did I just lose track again?
Yeah, we can go backwards though. That's quite nice. I like that.
What number did I ask before?
We were in 4 before, so we did 3, then we did 4. Is that right? Yeah, thanks guys.
Number 3.
Hi, my name's Honey.
Hi.
Would you ever like to be a Marvel? If you could be.
Oh, sorry, is that for me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if the character was right, possibly, but...
Have you seen Thunderbolts?
No. Sorry. I'm the kind of guy that likes to go watch movies like Sinners. Yeah, that's my kind of jam. But if the character was right, sure, why not? Why not? Absolutely, I'll say that. Thanks, honey.
And number 1.
Oh my gosh, hello. What's your name?
Theo.
Hi Theo, nice to see you again, Theo. What's your question?
What was the best thing by working with Millie Bobby Brown?
The best thing about working with Millie, she's so much fun to work with. I love her so much. She's got so much energy and she makes me laugh. And she's so pure and honest and fun to be around. And yeah, she just kind of became like my little sister. So all of her, I love all of her. She just makes me giggle. Even if I'm having a bad day, I walk in and she'll just make me smile or make me laugh. So yeah, I love her to bits. Thanks, Theo.
I've asked everyone that we've done a panel with, what's the coolest thing you've stolen from a set?
I've got one of the hands of Vecna from season 4, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Anything else? I've got the Morgenstern ring from
Nice.
from whatever that film was called. That's why it did so well. Yeah, those 2 things. Yeah.
I like that film. I watched it on Netflix. You were very, very good in it.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun. Like doing stunts is always cool. Like I flipped onto a table and shit like that. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, that
was fun.
is pretty. Do they come looking for the stuff? Like, does everyone go, "Oh, who's stolen the ring?" And you go, "Oh, it wasn't me."
Oh, I don't know, mate. Yeah, how awful.
Oh,
yeah,
it's so
sorry.
weird.
Yeah, it's
I can't believe that's gone missing again. I hate when that happens. Number 2.
Hi, my name's Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
I love Vecna. Is there any movies or actors that you took inspiration from? And also, my girlfriend Jess absolutely loves you, probably more than me.
Hiya, Jess. Sorry. Yes, Doug Bradley, Pinhead, was a huge inspiration. I sort of went into a bit of like the Stephen King, Clive Barker world whilst preparing for Vecna. And yeah, I watched a lot of horror, a lot of 80s horror. And I remember when I was probably about 14, 13, walking into Blockbuster and seeing the video cassette for Hellraiser and that iconic image of, you know, of Pinhead, and actually at that time sort of didn't really pick up on it, and so like as I got older, sort of dived into that world, and upon revisiting it a bit further, just loved the way Doug presented Pinhead as this very poised, considered force of darkness, and that for me was just like and even the voice within that too. And I've said this before, and Doug was really sweet when season 4 came out, because I mentioned this, I think probably it was either on a talk show or something, and he posted the video just saying thank you so much, and that was incredible for me. Yeah, so Doug Bradley, just as Pinhead, that was kind of, when I found that, I was like, yeah, that's a good starting basis for me, 100%. Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, mate.
And
That's right. Yeah, Skiff. I take Skiff for dinner, and we go to Nando's. Thank you.
up at number 4.
Hello,
Hiya.
my name's Kate.
Okay.
So last year I was lucky enough to get my first speaking role in a TV show. Thank you. So I was just wondering if you remember what your first professional job was, and if there's anything that you've learned or any advice you were given that you still use to this day.
My first paid acting gig was in Sweeney Todd.
Wow.
And was there anything that I turned up at that gig and knew nothing. Like, someone would be like, hit your mark, and I'd be like, yeah, cool. Who's Mark? But I think, because I'd done a lot of stuff in the theatre growing up, both locally and sort of nationally as well, I think in doing that, you realise that, well, you don't realise, but you sort of learn that it takes a village, and that's something that all the best actors that I've ever worked with really, really understand. It's not about you, it's about all of us coming together, doing the work, and being a unit, and that's when shit goes really, really well. It's the sum of its parts, right? So that's something that I take with me, on any gig that I go to, and that's it. Just be cool, just be fucking cool.
I was really clueless as well, because I didn't realise that when they switch the cameras to film the angle of the person that you're acting with, that you still have to deliver your lines.
Oh yes, you do.
So they would do their line, and I just stood there you still have to act. I was like, oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
and honestly, from personal experience, do give it, because you will. The other person who's doing the scene at that moment in time needs you. You need each other, and that's what I mean. Is it's like you need each other in that moment to really be able to bring the performance out. Well done, good job, congratulations.
Boss, the car's outside. That was it. That was the role. But from theatre, you walk in, your character's arrived! Absolutely terrible, and it's so fun when you. So that's this. So you'll see this when you go to act now, and what's been what's a performance that you
Cringe at.
one that you love, that you watch, because I there's so many films that I'll watch a scene and I might have to go back and watch it again because it's such a powerful scene. Like you see, Denzel Washington Training Day with the King Kong scene, that you find out was improvised, and it's stuff like that where you go, wow, what a performance. What's one that inspires you?
I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis is just a huge inspiration for, I think, anyone who acts, really.
Do you know My Left Foot?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought he was a disabled actor. I didn't know that he was just an actor, playing the part of a disabled person.
Fucking sick.
I thought, so then because that's the first thing I saw of him in My Left Foot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Last of the Mohicans came out, starring Daniel Day-Lewis. I thought, well, this is going to be interesting, isn't it? And then spent the whole film watching. I was like, where the hell is he? And didn't realise that was the same actor. He's incredible.
Unbelievable. Just the way he can change is so good. And something like A Phantom Thread is just I'll go back and rewatch that movie probably once a year. Same thing with There Will Be Blood as well. And it's interesting with someone like Daniel and a performance like There Will Be Blood as well, because it is really big. What he's doing is huge. But it works. It just works. So I think those two movies, particularly from an acting perspective, I just keep going back to all the time. And when I'm feeling a little bit kind of dry, or if I need inspiration, I'll watch him and I'll be like, oh man, this guy just gets it. And also, again, I think spiritually, how he works as well is just gorgeous. He only does things for the love of it, and I think that's really, really important. And I take that with me. So that's my answer with that.
Do you still train?
I mean, I don't go to classes per se, but even if there's so say for instance there's an audition that comes in, and I kind of feel it out, and I'm like, do you know what? Like, I'm not going to be able to play. It's not going to be me that's going to play this character because somebody better is going to be able to do it, or somebody that is more suited for is going to do it. But I'll still do the audition because it's a really good experience for me to just flex my wings just that little bit more. And even if I know that it ain't right, I'm going to go for it anyway, just because in those moments you either get to use new muscles, or you realise, actually, do you know what, maybe that's just a character or something that is not in who I am, and that's cool, you know? And I'll still send it off, and I'll still get rejected, but I'll do it anyway, do you know what I mean?
That's awesome. I have forgotten which number I've got to now, so I'm going to go back just around number 1.
Hi,
Hiya.
Yasmin. I was going to ask when we're going to get the first live gig, but that's kind of been covered. So have you gotten any new tattoos recently, or do you have any ideas in the pipeline?
Just show us your butt cheek. That's what just say it.
I got Joan Baez on the other one. Actually, Timothy Chalamet, that would have been way funnier, fuck. My friend Autumn did a new tattoo on me, I think in November. And it's a scythe with some lettering underneath it and some beautiful vines that she does. And Autumn's amazing, and I love her to bits, and she's just really cool. And then my friend Julianne did a sparrowhawk on my arm recently as well, because when I was out in Atlanta, I have a really strong connection to nature, and so with both with season 4 and season 5, cats were really prevalent in they just appear. Season 4, I had a black cat that just appeared at my door. She lived with me for the whole season, and then she just disappeared on the last day. Season 5, I had a cat come and stay with me for a bit, and also I had a sparrowhawk that would just come and sit in the garden. And so I always see those things as just signs. So yeah, I got the sparrowhawk tattooed on my arm. There you go.
Thank you. And please release the jackets.
Please release
The jackets.
the jackets. Okay. I'll try and be quick now because we haven't got much time as well.
Helen, number 2.
Hi,
Hi.
my name is Jess, and I'd like to know, could you describe how the Vecna prosthetics felt?
Hot, sweaty, sticky, and heavy. But in terms of touch and all of that stuff, it's made out of foam latex. So I don't even know what we call them. In America, they call them pool noodles. They're those things that you hold on to.
Styrofoam, massive.
Yeah, exactly. So it feels a bit like that, particularly the vines, and a bit gooey as well, because we have to put goo all over it so I look glossy. Thank you.
And up at number 3.
Hi, I'm Thomas. Just wondering, so Vector, very dark character, don't really care who you are, he'll kill you if he wants to kill you. Just wondering, is there any rituals you did or preparing for a scene during season 4 or anything like that?
I didn't kill anyone. There was certain processes that I went through that became what I suppose you would call ritualistic for me, as I was preparing for certain moments within Vecna, certain things digging up from within that became ritualistic and quite personal. I won't describe them because I think that's just my journey, but yeah, definitely certain things that I would do. You guys just seem to accept me for it. Can you say thank you? Go on, mate, give it.
Right, you've got to turn it up. You've got to turn it up.